Okay, so maybe now? There we go. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. All right, so where we left off is learning legal accounting, intro and basics. Let me move this over and transition. Yep. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so yeah, so basically what I am doing is once again Pomodoro technique. We're using the Pomodoro technique. Save. All right. I'm just trying to get all my stuff set up because I have like everything is everywhere, and I'm in. It's been one of those days where like I just feel like my mind is super scattered, and I'm trying to catch up. So my sincerest apologies. But it's 5 minutes after the hour, so let me get started. So basically, as usual, we're gonna do 25 minutes of hardcore like studying, and then 5 minutes of discussion, another 25, and then we'll end it there. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. Let me switch this timer to 25. Awesome. Cool. All right. And I'm going to mute myself, so let's go. Okay, so I did some reviewing. Let me pause the music real quick. But yeah, I did some reviewing. I think I'm starting to understand. I have so many questions about what a corporation is and like what it means and like what it means with taxes. Like it feels like there's just so much more, you know? Um, but so far, what I've been reviewing is first of all, a partnership sounds like a cosigner, and I'm not a fan of that. But basically, what I learned was a partnership is a business that is owned by two or more individuals. It's not a separate legal entity, and owners are subject to unlimited liability with regard to the debts owed by the business. There's have joint and several liability, and so what I'm understanding from this is that I guess, and this might be a silly question. Ooh, silence. This might be a silly question, but like when it comes to proprietorship, like a sole proprietorship, this and it's in the name, I know, but like when describing, yeah, because like the moment that you bring in someone to like split the business with you, it is no longer a proprietorship; it is a partnership. Um, and I'm curious how a partnership would work when it comes to tax filing and all that stuff. Because like you don't file, it's not a separate tax thing, you know. Like I guess, and I guess that's what Jessica was mentioning in the last stream of like LLCs and that sort of stuff could be a way to set it up so that, but then that would like separate you from the business though, right? Because then the LLC would be the one responsible if something happens. At least that's the way I'm understanding it. So like I guess I'm not really understanding the in depth like what does this mean? And I guess something that I'm seeing a lot in firms, and again, these are probably very silly questions that are probably obvious to everyone else, but like LLC versus like I don't know PLLC. What is that? And I'll write that down as my question to review. um, PLLC. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. Oh boy. Yeah. Also, for some reason, like my chat doesn't want to show. Professional limited liability company. Okay, there we go. I just had to move some stuff around so that I could actually see it. Okay, so professional limited liability company. So is that like, so if I am, for example, in a partnership and I want to have that limited liability, that's when I would set up a PLLC, so that I am not fully liable for the stuff in the business if something goes wrong, or if like the partnership, like my best buddy decided that he wanted to, I don't know, snort coke or something. I don't know. Hi, Chantel. Yeah. All right. PLLC is for licensed individuals. So is PLLC only for like, what I guess what I'm asking is like, yeah, PLLC is for lawyers, doctors, and stuff. So, but wait, so a lawyer cannot have an LLC? Because like if it's a I guess, and that's my confusion. It's like, okay, so because I see those around and stuff, and I'm not sure. And then there's like the Esquires and stuff, and I guess I don't really understand what all that means. So that's something to dive into. But I'm taking it slow. First of all, understanding the very bare bones of the business basics. Introduction to financial accounting for lawyers. That's what I'm doing. So, okay, so it depends on the state. Got it, got it. So, depends on the state. Some states make it so they have to be a PLLC. Yeah, okay, and that's what I was thinking of, Chantel, is that you might want those protections. All right, it's time to dive back in there. So I'm gonna put my head down and go back to studying. So I realized that I went a little over my time estimate for today at least, and that's my bad. I do gotta get going. So I'll go over some of the stuff that I learned. So finally, we're getting into the actual like accounting part, not so much the business administration part. But basically, I was wondering whether Gap was something that was like global or specific. Because the way it was phrased, it seemed like everybody used Gap, but it's apparently Gap is specifically used in the U.S. In Canada, it is the IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards for publicly traded corporations, and then ASPE, Accounting Standards for Private Enterprises. So I don't know. I like Gap more because it's easier to say. um, and basically, what I'm finding is very much like I initially thought. Is like there is I was nervous about accounting because it's a lot of math, or at least I thought it was a lot of math, and I still think it's still a lot of math. But what I find interesting is that basically accounting practices are guided by qualitative characteristics and principles. I feel like that's just a really silly and way too fancy way of just saying, look, these are the pillars of accounting. Like, this is how you know that you did a good job in accounting. So number one is relevance, so the ability to make a difference, and I like that. And I started thinking about how, like, if I am brand new at a firm and I don't know what the firm's information is about, like I don't know anything about the firm. I think the first place where I'd start is asking that what is the relevant information? What are you tracking right now, and is any of what you're tracking relevant? So relevant information, the ability for the information or accounting, I guess, or principle or whatever, to make a difference. Faithful representation, so complete, neutral, and free from error, which I think is odd. Um, I say odd, maybe not might not be the right word. Maybe it's more like difficult. Yeah, like it's complicated because you can frame the data in a way that makes the interpretation not neutral. So that's something that yeah, but faithful representation is like as close to accurate as possible. Essentially, it's very similar to what I already do in customer success, which is like, look, whoever comes in after me needs to be able to know exactly what happened, where it happened, why it happened, and who we spoke to, who was involved. And it's basically this but with numbers, is what I'm understanding. It's like that's essentially the case but with numbers. um, it needs to be verifiable. There needs to be timely. I love that part though, and I think I might include that into, yeah, exactly. It's kind of like database management basics. Yeah, exactly. And I might include the timeliness portion as like my own something I want to work on, because like financial reports are available in time to be useful to decision makers. That is something that like I myself I struggle with, in the sense that like I find it difficult to find data myself, and so oftentimes when I have to make a decision, I don't have the data. Um, and so it's difficult to make that decision because of that. So I like the idea of including that as like, nope, the data has to be done in a timely fashion for it to be good data, basically. And understandability, information is clear and concise. And I think that's something that I personally struggle with. I tend to do like word vomits a lot, and I know that one of the things that I am actively working on is how do I condense this information in a way that's easy for someone to read through, to understand, that it's clear. So yes. So what this kind of reminded me of is like doing a science fair when I was a kid. And like things needed to be able to be tested, things needed to be able to be reproduced. And one of the things that I really enjoyed in the video, so I'm watching the video of Introduction to Financial Accounting for Lawyers, Financial Toolkit Part 1 from Business Law Education. And one of the things I really enjoyed about that video is he talks about, like, if you compare Apple's revenue to Microsoft's revenue, you like it's comparable, meaning like the data matches up, like they're it's clear. You're not comparing like apples to oranges. It makes sense what you're comparing. And I enjoy that because I think I come, from customer success. It looks so different everywhere you go, And it's really difficult to make that comparison. And I think that's something that people struggle with is how do I translate this? And with accounting, it's like, no, you're not trying to translate squat. You're trying to make it like we're all going to speak the same language here. Everybody's speaking Esperanto. Let's go. um, anyway, I really appreciate that, and I think I'm gonna enjoy accounting more than I previously anticipated. Um, as someone who is like really into productivity and organization and stuff, I think accounting is going to be a lot more interesting than I had originally thought. Honestly, truthfully, I'm terrified of all the math. So hopefully I can catch on to that part pretty quick. Anyway, I'm gonna call it here. So once again, thank you all for joining. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for the discussion, and I will do another stream. The next scheduled one is going to be next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. However, I am thinking about potentially doing a stream a little earlier in the week as well because I have a goal to meet and I want to be on track with that goal. And I'm not off track right now, but I'm really enthused about this. So we'll see. But for sure, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you later.